We are the Fashion Daddies.
Okay, Fashion Daddy Nick, it's time to talk about Skate America.
Oh, now we've finally come back. We've returned back stateside.
We've returned to the States.
Did we fly business class?
We did, of course.
We went to Lake Placid?
Yes.
Virtually, because it was a lot of snow.
It was a lot of
the weather.
Well, it was raining here in LA, so
that's true.
It did make for a wintry couch figure skating watching session.
And boy, oh boy, when there's water in Los Angeles, ooh, girl. I mean, I've already vented to Daddy David, but and there's been some TikToks and Instagram posts which are so funny because it's like, I mean, our weather people, God bless them, but come on now. First of all, they were scaring people since last Wednesday, like the storm of the century. And then it was like trickling of rain. Like people in Seattle were probably just dying of laughter at us. It's just too much. And then the actual rain didn't even happen until Saturday. Okay, I'm rambling, and I know we've got some fans that don't like us to ramble on about something that isn't the topic. So let's just get to the topic.
Well, that wasn't really the storm of the weekend. The real storm that was happening was on the internet in discussion of the coverage of Skate America by Peacock, NBC, however you want to do it, as they have control of the television rights as opposed to the ISU. So, not happy, right?
And if you're only listening to this, you didn't see my thumb. It was going the negative way down. Yeah, it was not cute. I read on the internets, and we were not the only ones that were not happy with the coverage from US FSA.
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, and maybe it wasn't for everybody, but you couldn't hear the commentary. I finally, I was madly Google searching what possibly could be the problem, and somebody said turn off your surround sound. I mean, all these things, but why should we have to do all this?
I don't think that like straight bro football fans be
go
going through all this. No, just saying.
Okay, on to the costumes. We have chit-chatted enough.
Yes, we're getting those complaints,
They're like, move on. We just want to hear about the costumes. Okay, so Chock and Bates. Second time we've seen Chock and Bates.
Yes.
And of course, what did they do?
Change costumes.
Yes, they did. So for their free skate to Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones, we kind of discussed. You're like, well, this is a Rolling Stones song?
When we saw that it just said Rolling Stones, and then when they actually performed, I think it was Cup China.
Yeah.
That was the first time we saw them.
Yeah.
And it was like, we are in Madrid, honey.
It was a flanco. It was a flamenco interpretation, and we liked the original costumes.
Yeah.
We were worried about the skirt. The skirt was very long, but we liked the costumes. But now that they changed them, you see how they work so much better. So if you remember the original costume, she was wearing black with a lace bodysuit, and she had a black skirt, but the lining was red. So very flamenco. It was in the shape, again, of a Toreador's bolero. And he was wearing brown, which was mimicked a bull with padded 3D shoulders.
Yeah.
So it was impressive. I didn't dislike it.
No, I think some of the fans did.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
You heard a lot once they saw these new costumes of, thank God, oh my gosh, thank goodness they changed.
They're listening to us.
But I do agree. Once you see these new ones, they are much better. So let's let's say what these new costumes are. They are Madison still had the skirt, but there was no red. It was all black. Well, they were both all black. And her top was sheer, but it had velvet binding, defining her arms and torsos in the form of a toreador bolero jacket. And it was very modern and chic. There were little sparkles of beads, of course, throughout. And then her pants, if you want to call them pants, were stretch velvet. And they featured a curved midriff, and it looked like a bullfighter's cummerbund waist, and it was great. Now, his was actually the exact same silhouette of his original shirt. So they basically just took the pattern, recut it all in black, and they did, from what I could tell, his shoulder detail, there was a slight 3D dimension to them, but not as extreme as the original.
Yeah, not as padded. Whereas before, it actually looked like, I don't know what they call those things when you add parts to your face.
Yes.
What is that called?
I don't know what it's called, but the makeup prosthetics. Hello.
Yes. So the old costume that he wore, the cup of china one, the original, looked like he had prosthetics on his shirt, on the shoulder, and it was kind of neat. It was different. They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there might be a slight raised effects, but much more subtle. And overall, I mean, I like when they coordinate together. So having them both all in black, I think was great. And it makes the lines so cohesive.
Yeah.
They're together. And I would think it plays, not that they need to seem like they're more in unison because they are always so in unison. But that effect of having them in the same color really makes them seem like they're as one. So
I would be happy if they stayed in these, but the skirt, I would do the red lining. I almost felt like it needed other than her red lipstick, I needed to see red somewhere else. But that's just me. And by the way, the skirt is the same length. I know I think there's been a lot of talk.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't see a change in it.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's like half an inch.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's interesting. I kind of would like to see everything black with just the red lining. That would be kind of interesting.
I don't know. Maybe the next time they skate.
Yeah.
When's that?
That would be for the finals.
Ooh.
So that would be in December. Now, do you think, here's another question, do you think this was just in the works the whole time? That this was a version and that was a version and they were always going to change? Or this was something that after they tried those, they thought, we got to make a quick pivot?
So I think, again, she designs these costumes, but they're made by Astray, or is it? No. Mathieu.
Yes. Yeah.
They're made by Mathieu, and so he would have to make them real quick.
So I would assume they had this option ready.
Right.
She is so into her. I mean, and she should be because she's great at it. So maybe they had versions ready to go. Who knows?
Oh, well.
All right. Who's next?
All right. So I get to discuss pairs.
Okay.
I'm excited about this because I don't think we've discussed these pairs.
No.
In fact, I know we've discussed Canada, the diva, Diana.
Yep.
But this is the Japanese pair of Miura and Kihara. And they skated to, I'm going to discuss their short program, skate and short program music to Surprise. That's not the song, Surprise. It's Painted Black again by the Rolling Stones. This time it's performed by Wednesday Addams and Sebastian Baum. Same song as Chock and Bates.
Yeah.
But a different mix or interpretation, whereas the Chock and Bates one was more flamenco. This wasn't as much. But then you see them and they look like they're going to skate to a flamenco skate.
Yeah.
Because they're red and black, the costumes immediately, they're red and black. I'll describe the costumes. It's an ombre shaded red and black, both costumes, and they give off fire. They do give off fire. On Riku, you see this branch. It's like a black branch just going up in her torso, and it's a halter style. It's got a little bit of beading, gold beading at the neck. He is following with the same kind of branch style in his shirt and his costume as well. Again, both black with red ombre tones in them, and it almost looks like embers, just growing from a fire. That's what I'm assuming. I haven't read if this is the story. And what's funny is that nowadays a lot of these skaters have this big old story. It's like doing a fashion collection. This was about when I was 8 growing up in Venezuela and the hardship, and you're like, oh girl, so who knows? Maybe they have a story, and it does involve embers and fire, because that's what I saw. I liked it. I liked their costumes. They were very matchy-matchy. So I appreciated that. I appreciated, once again, that the male was not a second or third thought. Because a lot of times they give them what I always like to say, the Ross dress for less outfit. It's like they spent $1,000 to $5,000 on her, and then they're like, girl, we got to go to Ross dress for him. And they didn't hear, so I was happy. Thank you.
Just grab him a black shirt and a black pair of pants and get him out there.
Oh, and that belt. The
famous belt.
Yeah. It's like the belt they had when they were 12, and they're still using it. Those male figure skaters. The Ross dress for less belt.
Okay, so the next is their free skate. So we're going to still continue to talk about them. And I liked these better. I liked those. I had no problem. But I do like these better because I felt that it was a bit stepping outside of their box, the traditional box. And their free skate was to Gladiator, Gladiator 2, and Gladiator 1. They do have a theme for this one.
Oh, okay. Is it the struggles and the pain while you're in the Colosseum?
Well, no, it is not. But it is about, or it isn't about the battles, but it's about the destiny we've paved for ourselves. It's about forging our own path.
Okay.
Oh,
that's okay. That's nice.
So
it sounds like it's been written by a marketing consultant.
Yes.
Very nice.
Her silhouette was very traditional, a halter shape, but it had an earth tone to it, which was similar to a watercolor. You felt it looked quite like a watercolor wash.
I did when I saw it.
I thought it looked like a malachite stone. So, do you know what a malachite stone is?
If I hadn't been watching so much QVC and HSN and the Jewelry Network, I would have never ever known. But now I do know what it has. It has a lot of colors. Right in it.
I always think that it is raw on the outside.
Okay.
And then it's got beautiful, almost like watercolor stone texture. It's a swirl. Usually they're very swirled within colors. And that's what it reminded me of.
It was swirly.
Yeah. And we have coasters that are malachite. So I looked at it, I was like, oh, she looks like one of our coasters.
Oh my goodness.
But I liked it very much. And it was trimmed in black to define that. And his was great because his was gray, which did pick up the gray in hers. He didn't have any of that nude in his or gold, but his was gray, and he had 2 drapes that crossed his chest, which made it very interesting, and again, something special for the male figure skater, as opposed to the entire focus being on her. So I thought they looked great. It was perfect.
No Ross dress for less belt.
No Ross dress for less
not in the short or the free. I loved his drape. I love a drape.
Yeah,
You know that.
I know we
You
love
know
the
that. When I started seeing some of the male figure skaters wear the drapes, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And it also, I think it gave that Roman gladiator toga look to him. And I have to say, yes, her watercolor, it was abstract. It was kind of neat. When I saw some of the still photos, it almost looked like Mount Vesuvius and like a volcano exploding.
Okay.
Some of the little crystals and the gold and tiny bits of red in there looked like the lava. I'm so totally making this up.
It was her path.
Oh, there you go. To her struggles.
Yes.
Or to
Away, through her struggles.
through her struggles.
It was the way they paved their destiny.
We're big fans of their skate. And obviously now we're big fans of their costumes for this season.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay. All right. So who's next? I've got a boy.
A boy.
A man. And what a man. I've got Jason Brown. We're going to discuss Jason Brown, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
And in particular, let's just get it out of the way. His short program, and it's to Reel Around the Sun by Bill Whelan, which is the viral Riverdance. Of course, he brought back his viral Riverdance program, but updated the choreography and kind of, thank goodness, updated the costume. Now, he said that the performance was a tribute to his fans and a way to celebrate the program that really helped launch his career over a decade ago. Through this time, it was reworked as a short program instead of the free skate, which was the OG. I feel now, I'll get to talk about his new costume. I felt it was much more elegant compared to the 2014 one. Okay, so let me tell you what I actually said about his OG Riverdance costume, because I actually talked about this on my blog back in 2014.
Wow. 11 years ago.
Yeah, 11 years ago. Do you want to know what I said?
We're dying.
Okay, here we go. I thought you'd never ask. I said, quote unquote, his costume, while a bit gaudy and trim-alicious. Trim-alicious? Is that a word? I still liked it because it goes perfectly well with his Riverdance performance. It's a showstopper of a costume, and maybe, yes, a little tacky, but I really liked this costume. And Jason, after all, is a showman. So, there we go. Now, in case you are not watching the YouTube and you need a description, it was an emerald green top with gold lacing in a plunging neckline, and then gold applique in a V in the front part of his torso, and then he had a cummerbund or a belt, kind of like what you would see a WrestleMania guy wear. And so he wore this belt. I'm sure it's like an Irish Riverdance belt or something of sorts. So it was a whole look.
A whole look. And then, of course, we can never forget the ponytail.
Oh,
His
yes.
infamous ponytail.
His infamous ponytail. Yes. So he had all this really curly, wavy hair, and he just pulled it back in the ponytail.
He was such a baby.
Yeah,
okay, so then now what is the interpretation?
Here we are 11 years later, and he's matured. No ponytail. He's cut it off, right? And also matured costume-wise. Elegant, all black.
Yeah.
All black, and it had little hints of, I would say, some of that Riverdance Irish, emblems in the top. It was like a stretch velvet with gold, little hints of gold that looked like leaves framing his torso, his upper chest. Really beautiful. Basically these trims, these framings, this gold detail was just framing the top. That was it. And then just skinny black pants to go with it. Long sleeve, mock turtleneck. Elegant, subtle, mature.
Yeah, our baby's all grown up. He is, and he looked great. This is a style he has grown into doing for several seasons. Similar to a unitard, where the top and the pants, it's one unified look.
Right.
And it works really well on him because it gives you just enough without being too much. And we are all thankful he didn't revisit the original costume, which I'm sure he never had any intention, but I'm glad he didn't even attempt to do a variation.
No, yeah.
This just shows his maturity, obviously.
Right.
His skating being is the star.
Yeah.
And you don't need much as far as costume.
Right.
But I'm glad he gives you just enough.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, it was great. I hope that the original costume is somewhere in a figure skating museum.
Yes.
Let's
it
just
has
say
to be.
it has to be.
It has to be.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So let it just stay there.
Okay. Okay. So another standout as far as skates
Can I
and
peek?
excitement.
Okay. Mon Dieu. Go.
Was Kevin Amos. And he skated to Bolero, and he won. He won, unexpectedly won. None of the men really had their best skates, but he came out on top, and he deserved it, and he was as emotional as you would expect Kevin Amos to be. If you're watching on the video, Nikki, do the Kevin Amos
let's do
cry.
it. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll both do it. Ready?
1, 2, 3. And I am by no means making fun of this.
No. We love it.
In fact, when it happened, Daddy David turned to me and goes, "That is so you." I'm like, "Hello, I'm right here." So we are actually, when we do that, we are praising it.
Yeah.
Because the emotion, we love emotion. And this is what we live for. And this is why it's called the kiss and cry. And because a lot of times they've become so robotic. We've had a lot of gold winners that literally were like, next. And I'm like, you just won.
Well, okay. So he skated for his free skate. This is his free skate, and he brought back his Bolero program from 2002 and 2003. And he felt that this program...
2002?
I'm sorry. In 2022 and 2023.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because he was probably like 7 then.
No. Yes, this was only a couple years ago.
Okay.
And we remember it. And it was an iconic skate. So, of course, he wanted to bring it back, as so many are doing. And he felt it needed a second go around. It needed a second life. He knows that Bolero is overdone to many people and hard to skate up to.
Right.
But he certainly has. And he really wanted to bring it back, especially because of the Olympics. So, like I said, you're seeing a lot of that where skaters are reaching back into what they felt was their best skate.
Yeah.
And they're bringing it back. Now, while he did slightly change the costume, it is basically the exact same costume he wore the first go around. So, what is this costume? The costume is a sheer black blouson top that's basically a leotard.
Yeah, it snaps. It goes. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, I'm making the motion of going under the crotch.
Yes.
Yes, it's a leotard.
It crosses over with a shawl-like collar and a very, very plunging neckline. And most would put the nude illusion in that V.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, wait, is there nude illusion? I kept trying to look. And there wasn't.
No.
It was all Kevin Amos's chest.
Yep, it was all there.
The sleeves went from black. So the top is black. The sleeves went from black to red. And then he wore red gloves. So it almost seemed as if it continued all the way down his arms.
Yeah.
Now, what he did add to this was a cummerbund. So he wore black pants and then he added a black cummerbund belt. Whereas before it was just the pants.
Oh, there wasn't the cummerbund belt.
No.
Okay.
And it really made a big difference. You think, oh, well, it's just... But it made a great accessory around his waist. And then on top of that, he added beaded lace along the waistline. So you kind of have to really look, but it had the spark. It would catch the light and give a little sparkle around the waist.
Kind of like a Spanish mantilla.
Yes.
So there you go.
Just a little extra. And so, it was good the first time and it's good the second time.
Now, this costume, I do believe, was done by a stray couture.
Yes.
Right? Not Mathieu. Yeah.
The first time.
I loved it. I mean, the whole red down the arms and the sleeves. It was particularly effective when he, at the end, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. it.
Yeah.
Watch this skate, and particularly the end, because it builds up to a crescendo, just like the bullet, the famous iconic song by Ravel, where it just ends up in an explosion, and he explodes at the end right in front of the judges.
Yeah.
And those red blood-soaked hands are part of the effect, and it gets me every time.
The best part is he goes straight up to the judge, and it's like he's screaming at the judges.
He does.
And then he breaks and smiles.
I love that. I know. He goes like this. He goes, ah! And then he goes like that. Great.
Okay. Next.
All right. We've got another boy. It's men time.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Vladimir Litvintsev. That is his name. Russian-born skater who skates for Azerbaijan. He was born in Russia, lived in Moscow, but here's a little fact. He never skated for Russia.
Oh.
So he was born there, grew up there, he skated there, but then all of a sudden in 2018, he decided to begin skating in Azerbaijan. Okay. And he's become, quite successful.
Yeah.
I would say. He skated to his free skate to music from The Joker. Once again, he is reviving a program. They are all reviving programs. It's all repeat, rinse and repeat. He skated to Joker back in 2021, 2022, as well as the 2022-2023 season. So it's a revival. He said that this is a continuation of his Joker program. He's watched both movies now, listened to the music, and he said he cut the music all by himself.
Oh, good for him.
So good for him. I loved it. I love this costume. Okay, in the Twitter sphere, the X sphere, what are people saying about it? Well, get this. They're saying it's a masterpiece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Vladimir Litvintsev as Joker. He was brilliant in this role. In his free skate, he embraced the Joaquin Phoenix version of Joker to perfection. Well, I have to say that I feel the same way about his costume.
Okay.
David. I think he embodied the Joker from the minute you see him. And he starts out going right up to the judges, smoking a cigarette. and like literally smoking a cigarette. Like, I mean, he's not smoking a cigarette, but he's doing it. And listen, it's just the act is on. I loved it. Now this is what he's wearing. It features a white dress shirt, but it's dyed and treated with red blood marks. Yes, I said red blood marks. Was unbuttoned with black untied bow tie at the neck. See, in addition, he had a gun holster, straps at his shoulders and armholes. I especially loved this detail. It was like an overflap of a jagged shirt fabric, like a torn, bloody part of his ripped shirt, and it flapped over the pants, and it almost looked like it was untucked and ripped. That's the look it wanted to do, but in fact, if you look at the construction, it wasn't. It's a separate piece.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was great.
Well, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Nick likes an on-the-nose costume, and that is what that was. It was definitely something straight out of Spirit Halloween.
Oh, Daddy David.
Yes. When you see the jagged edges of the shirt, it's like cut. Very much like a Flintstone costume.
You're right.
Yes. Not a lot of realism. But I will say in this instance, there's something about it, and I think it was his attitude and the way he sold the program that it worked.
I think you're right. I think if it was a lesser skater that didn't play cray-cray so well,
right,
I would have probably said, ooh, that looks like something from, like you said, what did you say, Spirit
Halloween
costume
shop.
But to me, it just worked. The costume was cray-cray, and he was cray-cray. And to me, it was great. So now we're on to the women.
Yes.
Let's move on to the women. And Starr Andrews, one of our faves, and she done brought it, y'all. Yeah. She done, and I don't want to say finally. Can I say she finally brought it?
Well, just that she had 2 consecutive skates.
She did. Consecutive good skates.
Good skates. Yes. Not just consecutive skates.
Let's add that.
You're like, oh, she did it.
Yeah, she got on the ice. No. She got on the ice and skated well.
For both.
Yes. So bravo to Starr Andrews, because we love her. big fans. And so it was wonderful to see her, especially in home soil in Lake Placid. So I'm going to talk about her short program, and she's getting to Run the World. Who Runs the World? By Beyonce, of course. Both the short and the free, designed by Lisa McKinnon, as you say, the queen of figure skating costumes. And they work so well together. It's almost like Lisa McKinnon is the Bob Mackie to Starr Andrews being the Cher.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what you want, girl? I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it, and you're going to look
and
fabulous
you're gonna love it.
every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she did. So she, it was so Beyonce, her look. She wore a black look with silver crystals, beads, and chains. The costume had a one shoulder like crop top that it was sewn onto a nude illusion backing. And it had a micro mini slit skirt with gloves, and the whole look featured this chain-like crystal detail throughout. Very bling bling. Very, speaking of showstopper. And this is where I really got to give kudos to Miss McKinnon. The nude illusion and the color of the nude illusion. That was perfect.
So hard to do.
So hard to do, but perfect to Starr's skin color. It kind of reminded me, the look reminded me, it was very Beyonce, but you're trying to think like how Beyonce, because Beyonce, you know, she's so famous for so many looks. It reminded me a little bit of what she wore to perform to this song, Run the World, at the 2011 Billboard Awards. She had a lot of chains and she revealed a lot of skin. You look at it. It kind of reminded me of that. She looked great.
Definitely, I think it's one of the best costumes this season. It's amazing because I like how it was so unique. It was different than other things we've seen before. So whenever there's a costume that is different and unique and comes on the ice and you're like, wow, I've never really seen that before. It's always exciting. And like we said, she always brings it. Okay, so for her free skate.
So we're discussing both.
Yes.
Let's
we're discussing both because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Starr Andrews skated again in a Lisa McKinnon dress. And it was to Interview with a Vampire and Twilight Fantasy of Happiness. Turning Page by Daniel Hart. That was performed by...
Well, Starr Andrews.
Yes, so she sings... every Olympic season for her free skate program.
This is a tradition.
This is a tradition.
Oh, and she also sang the national anthem.
Oh, she did.
For Skate America.
Yes.
2025.
So this was red and black, and it's stunning. It had these amazing teardrop beaded details. So much work goes into it. And there was the matching nude illusion, of course, up top. So it made it look like a sweetheart neckline, but with a very plunging V down the front. And then beautiful red beaded, what would you say, droplets along? I
would say it's trim framing the arm.
Yeah.
That sort of just draped over her arm, I would say.
And then what was interesting was the dye. The skirt was red, but it had black dye accent, and it went almost into fangs.
Yeah.
Very vampire.
Right, because that was
Interview of a
basically
Vampire.
the theme.
And then the back skirt was slightly longer, and it just trailed off into pieces, ruffled pieces.
What do you think those ruffled pieces meant back there? Shredding, that the vampire grabbed and shredded her dress with his fangs and his long nails.
Do you know this for a fact?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, okay.
But that's the effect it gave me.
I like it.
Like what's happening back there? And I'm creating this whole story that the vampire just went and grabbed her and just shredded her dress in the back.
Well, always some of the best costumes on Starr Andrews. She could have a little corner of retrospective in this costume museum that we're creating. A little Lisa McKinnon, Starr Andrews section, because there's been amazing costumes. That
Well
they've
done.
collaborated.
Well done for the season. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to finish now with another wonderful woman, female skater, this time from Japan. Okay, Rinka Watanabe. And her free skate to music from Jin. Now, don't faint, Daddy David, when I tell you what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
This is also a repeat skate.
Oh.
Yes.
Shocking.
Don't faint as I tell you this, but yes, Rinka skated to this in 2022-2023, but she wore a different color of a costume. It was basically the same dress, which I will describe, the same style of a dress. It's a kimono dress, but she changed the belt, changed the color, while the old one, the original one, 2022-2023, was more lilac. This was definitely a more cherry pink red tone with white and gray. And again, it was based on Jin, which is a TV series in Japan, in case you guys don't know. And it's based on Japanese manga, comics, graphic novels. You know, Japanese are famous for that. And I haven't seen it, it deals with a modern day doctor who travels back in time to the Edo period in Japan. So it's like time traveling and costume drama and all that stuff. All right, her costume. Watanabe's beautiful dress in cherry red and ombre shaded white and gray colors was inspired by the traditional Japanese kimono. And here's a little tidbit. It was handmade by her mom.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yes, her mother made it. It nearly took 4 months to complete, featuring the intricate details, including delicate sakura, cherry blossom flowers in the front, which you can see. And she said that she was very proud to skate in this kimono wrap dress. It reminds me of some of the John Galliano Dior with this Madame Butterfly collection, where he used that kind of 3D flower treatment. I'm guessing that her mom also made the original costume that she wore, because they're very similar looking. It was great. It was lovely. I think I keep ending all my reviews with, it was great.
It was great.
I loved it.
The costumes for Skate America, we had a hard time even choosing what we were going to talk about, because there were a lot of good costumes. I don't know why this one particularly had such outstanding costumes, but every time I was like, that's a great one. That's a great one. I loved Rinka's costume. It was great. I love that it was done in chiffon. So when she went onto the ice, she's so powerful. And I really felt that with the costume too. It was very powerful, but everything about it was so delicate. So it was a great balance of strength and softness. And that's just the way she skated. And she was great. I know that she thought she was, I don't know that she thought she was going to win, but she was on track to win. And
she almost won.
Well,
she was third.
She ended up coming in third.
We thought she was going to be the winner,
but Alyssa was amazing.
Yes. But Alyssa Liu did win. But yes, no, I love this costume. I love the little fluttery sleeves, by the way, which you really see when she does her samurai, when she plays the strong to the soft, and she does that. I thought that was very effective.
Well, we love the costume.
Yes.
It made up for the broadcast.
We
won't go back to that.
No.
So next up, Finlandia.
We're traveling to Finland. I've never been. Have you?
I have never. No. Finland. I would love to go to Finland.
I know.
Let's virtually fly.
Let's virtually fly to Finland. I think that there's Finland Airways flies from LA to Finland.
Okay.
Maybe. Perhaps.
We get to see Jason Brown.
Again.
Amber Glenn.
Okay.
So we're finishing it out. It's the very last one. And then that will send us to the finals.
Here we go.
Excited.
Ice style with Daddy David and me.
Daddy Nick. So like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next week.
Stay tuned. Bye. The Fashion Daddies is created and hosted by David Paul and Nick Varios. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and scenic designed by David Paul. I'm just here to entertain.